Dictionaries in C# are used to store data using strings, integers, booleans, doubles, characters, floats, decimals, and longs. In dictionaries, you are only able to use a maximum of 2 data types. There are ways to store more. Today I'll be showing you how to use dictionaries and print them to the console. So the first thing you want to do is just create a project. I've already created one here. And in order to make a dictionary, you just have to do dictionary, and you can just press tab and it just already types it for you. And then you just have to do 2 arrows left and right, and then inside of these arrows you have to do the two data types, and I'll explain why you can't do more than 2 later. So I'm just going to do 2 strings, and then I'm going to do the name of the dictionary. I'm just going to call it dictionary here, and then you can see that it's already been written for me. So I'm just going to press tab and it will automatically do it for me. Yeah, so if you want to add data to it, you just have to do a new line and then just do your brackets and just press enter, and then it should look like this. And then in between here, this is where you'll put your data. So do a bracket, and then you would want to do 2 strings. So it should look like something like this with quotation marks, and then in between there a comma to separate it. So the first string here is going to be like a question, or like the title, like the name, the main name. So for example, if I was doing a dictionary of countries, this first one here would be the name of the country, and then the second one would be like stats about the country, like population, land area, etc. So for example, if I just I'm going to do what is 5 plus 9, and then this thing here you can use as the answer for that question. So let's see, 5 plus 9 is 14. And then if you want to add more data, all you have to do is just do a comma, enter, and then just make another bracket, and then just make sure to do your quotation marks. If you're doing strings, if you're doing like integers, decimals, doubles, floats, etc., you don't need these quotation marks. These are only for strings. So yeah, so you just do what, I'm just going to do what is 8 times 2, and obviously 8 times 2 is 16. So I'm just going to do 2 questions as the example. I'll explain why you cannot have more than 2 types of data. So if I try to do a number here, let's do 123. You can see that it's already giving me an error saying that it cannot take 3 arguments. But if we try to add integer here, these 2 here, you will notice that you'll get another error saying, so this error will go away, but this one another one will appear saying dictionaries only accept a maximum of 2 data types. So you cannot do more than 2 data types. So to counter this, if you were doing stuff like for example, like data about a country, and you need to do land area, population, population density, GDP, all you would have to do is do comma to separate the values. And then for example, if the population was like, I don't know, whatever this, you would use this comma to separate it. And then you could just use the split method to separate them into, and so this would return an array if you did the split method. And then you would just index those in the array, and then you would just have those as their own variables. Might sound a bit complicated, but it's not really at all. I will probably do another video on that, how to do something like that. So yes, stay tuned for that. So what I'll do now is just declare some variables. So one of them is going to be string as an array. So you have to, in order to do an array here, you will have to use these square brackets here. and you just have to do so I'm just going to do questions equals dictionary dot so for like the question or like the main name, this here is called a key, and then the string after it is called a value. So this is a value, this is called a key. So key value. So you would have to do dot keys dot to array, and then just do parentheses and then after that a semicolon. So this will return these as, so this will get these questions and put them into an array. So if I do console.writeLine and just do questions, run this code, and you'll see that it will print them as an array. Okay, so it's saying system.string. Why is that not working? Should work, but if I like just do 0 here, should work. I don't know why it did system.string. That's very weird. But if you do 0, it will say what is 5 plus 9. So you can see that works. So we're gonna do a for loop here. We can do while loops to print out each question, but I'm just gonna do a for loop. Just press tab to print it all out, and then after that, after doing that, you want to declare another variable called dictionary length, and all you have to do is do dictionary.count, which will count the amount of questions or data you gave. So this would be 2. So if you do this, it's going to be integer dictionary length equals 2. So this would be 2. So yeah, that would be 2. And all you have to do here is just copy and paste this, and just make sure to put equal sign, and also set this to 1. Alright, so now all you have to do is just type in, I'm just gonna go here and type in, make sure to do quotation marks, put a $sign here so you can put variables inside of console.writeLine, and I'm just gonna do question and then put a colon there, and I'm gonna do the brackets so I can put the value in here, and I'm gonna do I. Okay, and then after that I'm going to go console.writeLine, and then again I'm going to go questions, and then I'm going to do square brackets so I can reference, I can get the index of that question inside this array. So I'm going to do I minus 1, and then that should work. If you run this code, you'll see that it says question 1, what is 5 plus 9? Question 2, what is 8 times 2? And in order for it to pause after it prints out that question, all you have to do is just do console.readLine, and this will ask for the user's input. So if you run this code again, it will ask question 1, what is 5 plus 9? And then all you gotta do is just type in what you think the answer is. So obviously this is 14, and it won't do anything after that. It will just print out the next question. So what you can do is just check if the answer is correct by doing, there's multiple ways on doing that. I'll probably also do a video covering that, something like that. And obviously 8 times 2 is 16. And then after all the questions have been gone through this for loop, it will just stop. Okay, so it's pretty simple. So it's not too complicated. So yeah, that's pretty much the introduction of dictionaries. I could cover how to add more, what's it called, data, like outside of this. There's ways to do that, and you can also remove data, update data outside of this. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it.